Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, I am Rahul Sawant, founder of QUp app. I welcome you all in this session conducted by MahaEdu News, which is regarding the startup and its importance and much more information that is related to the students. So I welcome you all, and I also thank the team of MahaEdu News, Professor Shivaji Bhosle and Shri Datta Khandagade, who thought I can add value about the startups to the students. So, friends, let's just start with the information. Let's just start with the presentation. I'm sorry, it's a little difficult for me to share the screen. So I tried doing that, but somehow it is not getting, through. There's some challenge that I'm facing, but I'll try and cover as much as the points as possible. So, specific to the students, if we look at, then a lot of times we might have heard, read across, or we might have seen the success stories about the startups. And we have a lot of startups in India today, specifically when we look at. So, what do we mean by the startup? So, when we startups typically are another sort of businesses, but they're very different businesses if you look at. So, startups are generally the new businesses where there is a lot of innovation that comes in play. It essentially is expected to be backed up by some technology, needs to have a very large market, and the founders, the team, all other people are the ones who are very passionate about the cause, the objective that they have. So, what we see today in case of the startups is that as compared to the traditional businesses, the startup businesses are fast, they are leaner, they are very flexible, and the whole objective is to capture as much market as much possible with the help of technology. So that is what it is. So ultimately what it is supposed to do is it is supposed to disrupt. What we mean by disruption is that suddenly you see that they are capturing a big large size of the market. So recent case study, or as an example, if we have to quote, you can look at company like Geo. So Geo, if you see that within a very short span of a time, something like in 2 to 3 years, they could actually grab a very high market share, and they are close to number one position in the country today. They had their own methodology. They offered these services for free initially, and then they started charging the consumers. And Jio, with its strength and the presence, has actually taken the entire country in a digital zone. That is what we can say. So Jio is one of the very good examples of the disruption. Similarly, you can look at other companies also like Oyo, Flipkart, WhatsApp. WhatsApp has changed the way people communicate, the way people interact with each other. The messaging part was always there, the messengers were always there, but the ease and convenience that WhatsApp created has actually disrupted this entire space. And we can see today that WhatsApp has become a generic name. So people actually say, you whatever you want to do is just WhatsApp to me, and it's used by across a lot of businesses. So what happened today is that communication is simplified. So these are typical examples of the disruptions. And now, what exactly the startups and how do they function? How are the startups formed? How do they actually work? So if you see, typically in startup, everything starts with an idea. So you need to have an idea. Let's say WhatsApp, always the founders of the WhatsApp probably thought that communication is something which is really essential, and people communicate with each other. How do you make it more convenient? How do you make it more friendly? And how can you give those things easily, make those things easily available to people? With the growing technology base, with the the internet reach which is growing, and the smartphones, the things available across to all set of people, what's happening is that people can communicate. So they thought of making this solution, So that is something which is an idea. Or you take example of Ola. So you had always the taxi people available, but then they thought that Ola and Uber, they thought that can we, you know, uh, make it available on the smartphones and ensure that it is the benefit is taken by all the people. So after that, then you come up with a concept, then you actually plan for something called as a POC. You make a concept, you try that concept, you implement it, you start getting some result out of it. So there comes a step which is called as a validation. So you are validating that entire idea, whether that idea can work and can that actually provide some sort of a solution, and that is what is done. Post which, if you find that this thing is working, then you can actually go ahead and scale it. Obviously, for scaling you need a lot of things. You need right set of people, you need team, you need people in your team that they can complement each other's skill sets, and of course you need funding. So funding is essential, because when you have to grow, obviously you will need funds, you will need to hire people, you will need to uh, get more and more resources for your own stuff, and that is how it will actually go to the next stages. Now when we look at things, let's say post formation and other parts, then the most important thing that you look at is what are the key elements for the startups. So when you look at uh, any of the startups, their idea is something which is most important. Now we find that there are a lot of startups that probably and I'll eventually cover that, there are lots and lots of startup who actually start and eventually they fail. Now the reason for they failing is majority of the time that they come up with a product which is not needed in the market, it is not required in the market. So your idea actually is very very important, and you need to have a right market for that particular idea. So you may come up sometimes, so like messaging part. So we had messengers even before WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger. So you might have heard about Yahoo Messenger. It was a very good tool, but we don't see the same traction and the market share what WhatsApp has. So today also we have lot of messaging solutions, but they don't have the same monopoly that WhatsApp has. So you need to have a right market for that, and you need to have a right timing. So when these messengers were there, probably that was not an era where the digital or the internet and other stuff was very very prominently available. So what we see instead today is that the timing is very perfect. Next is you need a good business plan. So what do you mean by a good business plan is that you need to know how you are going to monetize. सो आपण जर बघितलं तर तुम्हाला लक्षात येईल की एक एक बिझनेस तुमच्याकडे आहे, परंतु इफ युअर बिझनेस इज नॉट एबल टू जनरेट रेव्हेन्यूज, देन दॅट बिझनेस मे नॉट मेक सेन्स. सो आता आपण बऱ्याच वेळा विचार करणार की व्हॉट्सॲपचा बेसिकली बिझनेस मॉडेल काय आहे. सो in a very right from its early days, WhatsApp tried charging people $1 for a year, पण तरी सुद्धा खूप लोक त्याला पे करत नव्हते. But the strength of WhatsApp or Facebook was that they could reach out, or YouTube for that matter, they could reach to millions of people. आणि तुम्ही जेव्हा when you reach to millions of people, what happens is that you are present in their phone, you have become daily part of their life, and then eventually the monetization can be figured out. So slowly first, either you have to be straightforward where you are generating revenues by selling your solution, or you are having enough market, or you have enough user base so that potential revenue generation can be figured out. So there are multiple ways with which can be done. So you need to have a right business plan. Of course you need to look at a competitive landscape. Competition is very important, because when you start up and if you say that okay, I have built another WhatsApp solution, kind of a messaging solution, but that solution can probably have hike like features where it can share good quality those images, icons, or whatever you call stickers, right? So you can send those stickers. That may not be very very big differentiator. So when you look at competitive and when you invest in such kind of a startup, or you put your efforts in such kind of a startup, and then eventually you realize that it's not working out. So the reason probably is the competition. So you need to really take competition into the you have to account the entire competition and then figure out how your differentiators are, how significant they are in nature, and how can they actually help you out get larger market share. Next comes is team. So team becomes an important part. Startup journey is very tough, and you have to understand that you need to have a good set of team. You need to have good people who can complement each other, especially it comes to the founding team. So any of your founding team, whenever you plan to start up, you always need to understand that you need to go along with people who can help you, who have the same objective, for whom the whole thing is primary as what it is for you, who can actually contribute and they can complement each other. uh, so you typically look at, you know, startups who have 3 4 5 founders. They probably come from different backgrounds, and they are strong in each on their field, and that's how they can actually handle. Because when you look at a business, there's everything, you know, right from product, marketing, sales, administration, business strategy. There are there are lots of things that one need to you know, every all the founders need to really look into. So what comes important with the team is that they need to have, definitely need to have different opinion, but they need not be you know, fighting all the time to basically achieve one particular goal. There needs to be a healthy conflict and healthy discussion all the time, and everybody needs to contribute in the system. Of course, the experience matters. If people who are very, very new and they have not seen anything about the vertical they are handling, it gets very difficult. So you need to have people who have some expertise in their area, in their domain. And of course, the funding part, which is extremely critical for any startup, because without funds you cannot actually grow. So to when you start up, you there is, I'll cover also the stages where you actually come in the funding. So you typically bootstrap. So when you say bootstrap, it typically means that तुम्ही स्वतःजवळचे काही पैसे त्याच्यामध्ये इन्व्हेस्ट करता, आणि त्या पैशांमधून तुम्ही एक बिझनेस, एक 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 बेसिक प्रॉडक्ट किंवा एक प्रोटोटाईप किंवा असं तुम्ही बिल्ड करता, आणि त्याच्या बेसिसवरती तुम्ही मग पुढच्या पुढच्या ग्रोथ जी तुम्हाला अपेक्षित आहे किंवा तुम्ही ज्या मार्केट्समध्ये तुम्हाला एंटर करायचं आहे त्याकरता तुम्ही ग्रो करायला लागता. अँड अकॉर्डिंगली तुम्हाला प्रत्येक स्टेजला फंड्स लागतात, आणि फंड्स जे आहेत ते तुम्हाला वेगवेगळे लोक देतात, राईट फ्रॉम तुमचे स्वतःचे फंड्स टू फॅमिली, फ्रेंड्स, देन यू ऑल्सो गो टू वेरियस अदर यू नो इन्स्टिट्यूशन्स दॅट आय विल डेफिनेटली शेअर. सो कोर मध्ये what is most important thing that you have to understand from this entire part is that make something that people want. So do not go ahead for the sake of it, that, you know, because some of your friends actually started up, or you know, you've heard about someone or you've seen the success stories and so you want to start up. That cannot be the reason. You need to definitely look into the core problems, and then you need to have a solution, and then you should start up and make something that people want. If you build something that people want, then definitely things will work out in your interest. So I think that is most important part. Now coming to funding options and the stages. So there are multiple stages in the funding process for a startup, because money is essential. Without money you cannot really grow. Classically, if you look at all of these startups in India, right from, you know, Flipkart to Oyos and every of these, Paytm, Ola, all of these companies, if you see, they have raised huge money, and their valuations are in $1 billion today. They kept on raising funds. Of course, they were getting that kind of a market traction, and they were also generating that kind of you know, the numbers, the revenues and other stuff. The idea was very good, definitely, and they were backed up by very good institutes, and so they are doing very, very well. So if you look, typically funding is bootstrapping is something which is most important. So, you know, let's say I have to make another messaging app, or let's say I have to make let's say we are in healthcare now, so we make a solution that helps people to avoid crowd, so which is very relevant in today's scenario where you look after, you want to have social distancing and other things in place. So what we do is we help people predict the time that's going to be required to see the doctor. So you might have seen that in OPDs today, patients go, they crowd up there, and then they sit for long before they see the doctor, before they get in the chamber of the doctor. So what we do is that we have an algorithm which works on a real time basis, and it predicts the time, and it communicates that time on a real time basis to all the users. So what patients get the benefit is that they can book remotely their appointment, and after they book the appointment, they can actually see how much time is remaining for their turn. So they don't need to go and sit in the OPD. They can move around. They can attend their office and then come over there only when it is necessary. So this saves the time for them, and it also saves doctors can actually check more number of patients, and it reduces the stress for them. So that is our concept. That is what we do. Now if you see, if I have to do something, what I should essentially do is that I should first make a small prototype, run it out in few clinics or very few limited doctors, covering most of the use cases. Before that, I should definitely know who my target audience is. And when I look at my target audience and I say, okay, fine, I'm going to target only pediatricians, or I'm going to target only dermatologists, and then I am going to probably target to those doctors who check more than 50 patients a day. So now I know my whom I'm going to who is my target audience, and then I know how this solution is going to benefit them. So as a product I make, first I go and tell them that this is a product we have and we can help you out here. So I have to test it out in few places. After I test it out and after I see that there is a response, people are using that solution and they are getting that benefit. So once I'm sure, what I'm going to do is that I will probably need to make it larger. So I need to find out a right technology, because 100 users and 100,000 users, there is a difference. You need to have everything very different over there. So what I do is that I might raise money from family, friends, and or the next thing comes is I look for angels. So angels are typically people who come in the startup play at a very early stage after bootstrapping and all, and you might come across some angels who will come and who will say, okay, what is your funding requirement? Let's go for an example that for next 6 months to 1 year you need 50 lakh rupees, and then you will get one angel investor who will come and invest that money in you, and he will probably then say that, okay, fine, go ahead with that, and that money can be used to further gain the traction and some market, whatever it may be. So concept validating will also happen at that stage, and you'll also start getting the market. So once you get the confident and once you are able to solve the problem for a good size people, obviously in this entire due course you need to figure out how you are going to make money, because none of the investor is going to invest until and unless he knows that how he is going to get his money back, right? So it's a risk investment which these people make, especially in the early stages, where because startup investments are extremely risky. They don't know how the returns are going to be over a period of time, so they take those bets, and then they basically will invest in your company. Obviously what they look at is concept, the founding team, what potential it has, I mean overall the concept, and how it is likely to raise the next round so that even they get the benefit. So here the angels play a very, very important role, and what you can expect from angels is also their knowledge, their wisdom. They can help you to connect with other set of people who can also be your potential customers, or they can be your potential investors, any of those things, right? And they can come on and help you out in whatever possible way, because startup is that not, it cannot be that there is a one man who can lead that entire journey. That doesn't happen. You need a lot of people who actually build that company. So classically you might come across a lot of such startups when you read or look at those or see some movies and stuff like that. You will come to know about it. So post angels, then when you look for, there is something called as you raise money from either micro venture capitalist, or you raise money from venture capitalist, and you'll find that those VCs investing larger money. So you say that, okay, I've got good traction, now I have to expand, I have to invest some more money in my technology, I have to hire better people, I have to reach out to larger markets, and then I need money. So let's say you go and say that I need to raise $2 million. So when you raise $2 million, you have to definitely, you call it, let's say Series A. You go to such VCs who are willing to invest in your business. So they will go through everything. They will go through your business plan. They will validate everything. They'll do all the checks. They'll go and talk to your customers. Each and everything will be done by then, the compliance part and everything, and then they would go ahead, so on and so forth. You can keep raising. So you have private equity funds also who come in a different stages, and then finally what every investor expects is that the for their realization of the the profits, the return on investment, they eventually expect that the company would get listed on someday. So there will be an IPO of the company someday, and that is how probably you can consider it as to be the final stage of a particular company. You have a lot of startups too. Google was a startup. It's still the culture that they have. It's still a startup. Facebook is a startup. So all of these companies, or YouTube was a startup, was acquired later by this, or WhatsApp was a startup which was acquired by Facebook. Likewise, you will see that some or other thing happens with these startups. Either it is acquired by a larger player, or then probably it itself becomes a very large player in its own segment. So that those are the important things that we need to understand. Now, what is most important over here is the entrepreneur. Any investor, they invest in the team, and so it is important for the people who are starting up, or the founders, to be very very they need to have a different skill sets with them. For example, they need to be definitely very very visionary. So when you come up with a solution, you have a problem, and then you say that, okay, I'm going to solve this problem. You thoroughly have to do a lot of work by not just believing that I have a solution. The small differentiator, for example, let's say today we see a lot of cases that Zoom is and I'm just talking about the public perception and the notice or the cautionary notes that are issued by the government and everybody, that they find that there is a challenge with the Zoom, and there are some issues or security related issues with the Zoom. And then there is a wave which is talking about developing your own solution. So is it possible? Of course it is possible. You have a lot of other alternatives that have, during this pandemic period, you find that not everybody knew about Zoom earlier. But during this period, which again is a timing part, people started using Zoom, or a lot of schools started using Zoom. And then you had challenges, people talking about security issues and all. Do you need solution? Yes, you need alternative solution. How soon can it be developed? How strong is it going to be? Is something which people will have to work. People, and there will be startups who probably may be working on this. But by the time they come up with equally strong solution, which probably doesn't have any of these issues that probably what we experience or people have raised about Zoom, it's going to take some time. It's going to take a lot of investment as well, maybe. And when that happens, how many people will be going ahead and using that solution? So an investor also thinks that there needs to be a market for that, and by the time when this solution comes, if the entire period is over, then it's like very very difficult. So the founder has to be very visionary. They have to look after all of these things, and they have to be very passionate. So there are a lot of crust and ups you will find during this journey. People are literally shattered, because there are every day is very different here. Every day is very different. There are lots and lots of challenges you will face. But if you are really passionate about what you're doing, you'll keep going. So you'll go on just, and you'll keep doing those things. You have to be quick learner. You have to change things. Like you'll find now everybody is getting into grocery delivery. So you had Zomato, which is also getting into liquor delivery. Swiggy is getting into liquor delivery. Why are they doing that? Because they have to. The pivot is necessary. They have to move. They have to keep changing as per how the market is saying. That doesn't mean that they have to completely shift from their positions, but yes, they are good in supply chain management, deliveries and all. That being their core domain, they can move out to any product and they start doing that. So I think they have to do that. You have to be a leader kind of a thing, and be very very consistent in what you are doing. And of course you need to have a never give up attitude there. So I think these are certain set of qualities that every startup founder and the team, every team, everybody needs to have, because there are a lot of times when nobody will believe you, and but you will still have to believe. Of course, you have to be also rational and realistic. You don't need to be believing in something that is really not working. So you will have to give up at some point in time, or change your methodology. You will have a classical case study of Snapdeal, where they reached at a point where they were offered for Flipkart was planning to buy them out for a valuation, but they probably believed much more in their own vision and their own methodologies and business, that they did not agree to that, and they managed with whatever funds they had. They did not raise significant after that, but they are still doing their business, and they are in the game. They are still in the game. So the important question which comes is startup a fancy thing? Uh, the answer is certainly no. It's very, very easy for anybody to start up, because it hardly takes anything. And after, if you look, the policies are also very, very good today. Government supports the startup program. There are a lot of incubators you have, where you also help you to learn all of these basics about the startups. It's very easy to start up. There are like thousands of startups that go live, maybe every day, every week. But the truth is that, not everybody succeeds, and this is not to scare anyone, but the fact is that we have to be really, really confident and practical about the product, the problem, the solution we have. So if you look at it, 90% of the startups don't succeed. Uh, WhatsApp kind, Facebook, Flipkart, Oyo, or these are like one in lakhs of startups that actually come up. Uh, but having said that, that also gives you a genuine opportunity to create something. Why do you want to be a founder is a very important question. If I want to start up something, I just don't want to be a tag of a founder, and so I will go ahead and start. Maybe what I need to definitely understand is that if I actually solve a problem, can that become a culture? Can that really change something and change the way of life for people, or can it bring in some kind of value addition, uh, or there is some kind of innovation and creation that can happen through this company? I think the biggest part is that opportunity more than anything else. So one has to be very passionate, and definitely needs to have that kind of a hunger, that I need to probably come up with a solution that will help the people, the society, or people in general. So that is the most important thing that I think is necessary. And if that is missing, one should not start up. That is what's most important. Now we need to understand why startups fail. Very quickly, I'll sum up. Is that most of the startups build something that is not needed by the market. So you come up with solution where you think it is a good solution, but that may not be needed in the market. So that is one. Lack of funding is definitely one of the reasons, because a lot of startups, we have seen good quality startups dying down. Probably they were a little ahead of time or whatever, and they couldn't go ahead because there was no enough money for them to run the business. Competition is certainly one thing, because today WhatsApp is like, people are like, architects are sending images over WhatsApp, designers are sending, there is a selling that is happening through WhatsApp. Now it has killed a lot of other businesses. So that competition, whether it is direct or indirect, is likely to affect you if you don't do your homework properly, if you don't consider these alternate or indirect competition as a competition. You're not likely to succeed. Regulation changes, or the uncontrolled situation, like current situation that we are all going through. So such pandemics, where most of the businesses are going through stress, they have laid off people, they are not able to raise money, the valuations have really the valuations are affected now. And some businesses are absolutely, like, you take example of a company called as QRFit, which is doing very, very well. They had gyms also now, and very quality product which they were offering, suddenly is affected because all the gyms are closed now, right? uh, So such businesses, such situations where you have no control can also affect your business, and one has to really consider all those things. And finally, it's team. Team also substantially contributes in failing any startup. So if there is like no synergy in the team, people are not doing their work, or they are not significantly contributing, uh, or they are not competitive enough, I think that also becomes one of the reasons for failing that whole thing. Now, specifically coming to the students, because this session was more targeted towards the session to the students. I think why students should consider startups. सो आज आपण बघतो की स्टुडंट्स जे आहेत ते बऱ्यापैकी आज मोबाईल डिव्हायसेस अवेलेबल आहेत, इंटरनेट ॲक्सेस अवेलेबल आहे. परंतु प्रत्येक माणसाकडे लिमिटेड आवर्स असतात. तुम्ही यू कॅन इन्व्हेस्ट युअर टाईम इन गोईंग थ्रू सोशल मीडिया, डुईंग टिकटॉक्स, व्हॉट्सॲप्स, अँड you have enough of entertainment is not a challenge today. We don't ever say that entertainment is bad. It's equally good, but if you want to be a creator, you also have to be a consumer to a limited level. But say like you want to do something in entertainment, you can't keep watching movies all the day, but you have to really understand how the whole thing works. So today is a best time फॉर स्टुडंट्स. आत्ता जे नॉलेज अवेलेबल आहे इंटरनेटवरती, जी लोकं तुम्हाला अवेलेबल असतात, ज्यांना तुम्ही फॉलो करू शकता, ट्रिमंडस नॉलेज अवेलेबल आहे, जे स्टुडंट्सने स्पेशली त्या गोष्टींकडे फोकस करून त्यातले बेसिक्स पहिले शिकायला पाहिजेत. कारण कुठल्याही गेमला जिंकण्यासाठी सगळ्यात महत्त्वाचा जो ॲस्पेक्ट असतो तो असतो नोईंग द रूल्स ऑफ द गेम. So if you don't know the rules of the game, then you probably whatever efforts you put in, you're likely to lose. So first learn the game. So and it's easily available. This whole information is available on the internet. You should definitely invest your time there. So you're young, you can start early. So you get a lot time. You can adapt to the things very faster. You are more technology. Today we see kids in the house use smartphones like very easily. They use it. They know how to use computers, laptops. So you are surrounded with the gadgets. You are surrounded with the technology. So you should definitely focus on technology centric, because everything is going to be driven that way. So you're also not adamant there, right? So you can learn things fast, unlearn things faster, and you can focus. When you are relatively young, there are lesser responsibilities because your parents are also helping you, or your near and dear ones help you. So you relatively have lesser responsibilities. So you can experiment, you can risk things, you can actually try and do a lot of things, right? And you are relatively more creative. And Bharat is a big story. Today, if you see, it's a big story. We are 135 crore population, consumption is heavy. The focus of government, which is coming towards Atmanirbhar, they want you to be vocal for that local, which is a very right thing. And that means that there can be lot of startups, and lot of companies they have lot of opportunity now, and you should really work hard towards making most out of that opportunity. So I think for students it becomes very important. तुम्ही focus करू शकता. So what should actually students do now? पहिली गोष्ट तर काय आहे की you should start reading more. So all the students who may see this video, so my 2 cents basically is that you have to read more. Basically, if you lack knowledge, it's very difficult, because knowledge is that input which is very essential for you to convert it into any kind of a success. So if you want to get into startups and all of that, or any other stream maybe, you definitely need to have a good knowledge. And world is very competitive now as compared to what it used to be earlier. The information is available, or we are in over information zone, in fact. So it's available across, and it's available with everybody. So I think what you need to do is read more and more about startups. You need to start looking in problems in general, and also figure out the solution. तुम्हाला प्रॉब्लेम्स म्हणजे आय एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट द चॅलेंजेस इन युअर लाईफ. What I'm saying is that there can be a problem. For example, delivery, grocery delivery or doorstep delivery was a problem. It was a creating that it was an inconvenience for people to go out and buy things out, invest time into that, and also you may not get things. So instead of that, if somebody can come and deliver things at your doorstep, you would always prefer that. So that was a problem, and there was a solution related to that. Okay, so then came up companies like Dunzos and all of these people who are actually solving that problem. So I think what you need to do is look at the problems, keep your eyes, ears open, keep looking at the problems, whatever you are experiencing, and try and figure out solution for them. You have to experiment more. You have to experiment. You are not probably going to succeed. You're not going to succeed in your first attempt, maybe. Okay, so if you look at, you should classically look at Oyo's story. Guy probably was hardly 17, 18 years old, was a dropout, and the way he created that company, the way he was passionate, he was turned away by a lot of people, but he still believed in his concept. And we could, as recent as some time back, you would have seen the Oyo hoardings across all over the city. So I think that is a success where it was backed up by big funds like SoftBank and all. So I think there is a more experiment, because he started also early. He could experiment also well. Uh, Again, very important suggestion: don't waste your time in social media. Instead, invest time in learning new things. That is something what I would suggest. Follow great entrepreneurs. You have lots of them. Today, geography is no bar. You can connect with people over LinkedIn. You can follow them over Twitter. There are a lot of these channels. When I say so, these are again social medias, but you have to understand that social media has both positives and negatives. Everything has so you have to have a limited use for gaining that knowledge, instead of simply wasting your time in a lot of things, because content is a big thing, data is big thing, content is and entertainment content is going to be all the time very, very easily available and in huge. So it's going to be very dependent over people, how you are going to use your time, whether you're going to follow and learn from them, or you're going to just have the entertainment. uh, and ultimately what you should do is contribute in the growth of the nation. And how you can do is, even if you start up a small, you still have 5-10 people, you are actually generating employment for them. You are providing some solution to the consumers, and your customers are getting some value addition from that, and that is adding to their business, which is further adding to the revenue. So I think that is a good chain which gets created. You need to certainly focus on creating that. Jobs, I don't want to get into the arguments of jobs versus business and startup and things like that, but I think we as a country are in a stage where we need a lot of companies, whereby people should start up, they should come up with good solutions, and that's how they also can contribute to the growth of the nation. So before I actually close down and the session, and what I would like to suggest to the students is that you can also read some of the books that I can suggest you. Are like, there is a one good book by Peter Thiel, which is 0 to 1. So it's a very interesting book, you should read. There are some startup books, there are a lot of startup books in fact. There's a Lean Startup by Eric Rice, and then you can also watch out some interesting movies. Like, I don't know if you've watched Guru, which is a very interesting movie. And then you look at, for Steve Jobs, The Pursuit of Happiness, The Founder. These are some interesting movies. If you watch them, you will have a lot of insight about it. Start following Your Story, which is a good platform which talks about the entrepreneurial success. It talks about even tier 2, tier 3, people even coming from villages, the founders, the startup that are emerging from very remote locations, and how they are you know adding value across various sectors, right from agri-tech to health tech to edutech to retail, all of these sectors. So you can definitely follow INC 42, Your Story. These are platforms where you'll get enough of information. You can also look out for a lot of startup programs that are that are run by these companies. They conduct a lot of sessions. Nowadays there are a lot of sessions that are also conducted by these companies. Webinars are also conducted. So what you can do is follow these sessions and get lots and lots of information. uh, that will certainly help you to get more information about the startup, and then start looking out for some solution that can add value to people, their life, and what people want as a product or solution. So I'll quickly brief about myself. My name is Rahul Sawant. I am a founder of a company called as QUp. We are in healthcare. We do a health tech as a solution that we have is we solve the problem of waiting, and we simplify the life of doctor, patient, and staff, all the people in healthcare delivery system, and we help them to add value and improve the experience of the patient, create convenience for them, and the whole objective is to ensure that people do not waste their time. People can use that same time somewhere else as well. You can follow me, you can connect with me if for any of the information, or my email id, that is rahul@quapapp.com, and I'm also available on LinkedIn. Thank you so much. It was really pleasure talking about the startups. I wish you all the best. I wish Mahaedu News all the very best. They are doing a fantastic job, and they are helping students get the access of the information related to the education. And I really appreciate this initiative, because education is the first step towards any kind of a success. Thank you. Wish you all the very best. Thanks a lot.